morning, everyone. So after a month here in Peru, it is finally time to go home for Christmas. This whole travel journey should probably take around 36 hours. It's a little bit longer because we're going to the airport very early today because we have no other plans other than getting there. But I couldn't be more excited to get home for Christmas.
Yes, and in typical Robin and Graham fashion, we started the stopwatch.
So let's go.
Okay, so we're booking our Uber from our hotel to the airport. Now, the Uber from here directly to the airport doors was 60 soles. And so we've heard that if you drop off on the other side of the road and then there's a walkway that you just take across and then into the airport area, it's significantly cheaper. So we tried that and it was only 30 soles, so half the price. So we've decided to do that. Now we're just waiting for a driver to come pick us up. We'll head out to the airport. Okay, so we've almost made it to the Lima airport. We just got dropped off on the other side of the road, took this bridge across, and now we'll walk into the airport area. Also, friendly reminder to make sure you have all of your stuff before you leave the Uber, because Robin almost left her fanny pack, which had her phone and her wallet and both our passports. So would have been a bit catastrophic to start our travel day without losing that, but it's time to head to the airport.
We have already made it through both security and immigration. I don't think there's a lot of people traveling today.
No.
It's Christmas Eve, so the lines literally were less than a minute each, so we were already through. I think we're like 7 hours early for our flight.
Yep.
We're gonna wait until we feel a little bit more hungry before we go to the lounge, just in case there's a time limit on it. So
Yep.
I think we're gonna find a nice place to sit in the meantime. We've killed about an hour. It's time for the lounge.
Well, that was short-lived. We only have access 3 hours before our boarding time. Boarding time is 7:25, so we have access at 4:25. So we told us to come back at 4:10. It is currently 2:45, so got another hour and a bit to kill. So I guess go find some more seats. It is officially 3 hours before our boarding time. Let's go to the lounge. We are literally the only two people in this entire lounge. So I'll give you a full tour in a bit. One last pisco sour to end the trip. Okay, we have come to the Sumac Lounge here on the international terminal here in Lima. It's got a sitting room, a dining room, 2 buffets, a bar, a sleeping pad, and a shower room for people to get refreshed and ready for their next flights.
That lounge was 10 out of 10, probably the fanciest lounge we've ever been in, but it's time to head to our gate. So we came a little bit early for our flight because we saw on the board that it was saying our flight number and then call instead of confirmed like all of the other ones. We weren't exactly sure what that meant, and it looks like they're making us making all of the passengers re-check in. So Graham is now standing in line. I'm waiting with our bags, and we are re-checking in for a flight that we are already checked in for. Okay, so we are on the flight. We were supposed to have a middle and an aisle seat, but boarding is almost done and no one sat in the window seat, so we might be able to spread out, and I could not be more happy about it.
Pretty good chance if you got the middle seat. It's just over 3 hours, so that's gonna make for a little bit more comfortable of a ride. Got my iPad ready for some Netflix. Time for a flight to Bogota. Okay, so we have landed here in Bogota. First thoughts, this airport, very impressive. It is beautiful in here. Not really what I was expecting. Robin's parents flew through here last week and said it was very nice. Didn't really get my hopes up, but this is spectacular. So I think we're gonna have a good time killing 9 hours here. So we are gonna find a place to sleep. And then I think the lounge that we're currently standing beside is the one that we are able to get into, but that opens at 4. So we've got a little while to kill since it's only 11:41.
Almost Christmas.
Almost Christmas.
Yay. I don't know if I can listen to that all night. I wonder what it means by the sleeping person. If there's sleeping pods or some kind of little hotel in here, I would love to know, because our choices right now are very slim. There's a lot of people sleeping here in this airport. Our first spot did not work out. There is a 24/7 cafe that is just really blasting their music, and I would not be able to sleep with that. So we're gonna see if we can hunt down another spot.
While we search for a new spot to sleep for the night, we just wanted to take a moment and officially wish everybody a Merry Christmas
And happy holidays.
from the Bogota airport.
Okay, so this is not our first time sleeping in the airport or on the floor somewhere, so we kind of look for a couple of different things. Now, when we're traveling and we're both going to sleep, we really want to make sure that our things are all secured, but on top of that, we want to make sure we're comfortable, so we always try and look for benches that don't have arms in between them so that someone can lay flat. Then we tuck our stuff underneath, and then someone sleeps on the floor right beside, so then our stuff is in between the chair and that person. We always lock up our things, and this is when my buff and my pillow, my travel pillow, come in really handy so I can be extra comfortable. Now, I think these lights are motion censored, so hopefully if no one comes into our section, they'll turn off or get dimmer at least, because that's what they were like before we came in here. But just in case, I put the buff, I use it as an eye mask over my face since I don't actually travel with one. And this pillow is my favorite. There's a little air sac in it so it blows up. And then I have a nice pillow to sleep in. But I mean, that's pretty much all that we do safety wise. I'm probably going to wear my fanny pack, which has our passports and my wallet and my phone on me, just so that it's attached. If I'm by myself or if we're a little bit separated, usually we like use one of our backpacks as a pillow and link our arms through it just for a little bit of safety. But we're the only ones in this section. That other section was so filled with people, so I'm feeling real good about this one, and I hope to get even just a little bit of sleep.
All tucked in, ready for bed? Time to get some sleep. See you in the morning.
Good morning, everyone, and a Merry Christmas from two very not well rested people. That was an awful sleep. I barely slept. I actually slept more than Graham, which is really surprising.
That's new for us.
But I was just rolling around. The lights were turning on and off. There's people who were talking so loud. Anyways, it's not a perfect world to sleep in the airport, but at least we killed a couple of hours here.
Yeah. I also did not sleep well, like Robin said. I think I maybe got an hour of rest. I wouldn't even call it sleep. Other than that, I was just kind of up. I was wandering a little bit around our area, just seeing what was going on.
Yeah.
At 4 a.m., not a lot's going on.
We found out that there was sleeping pods, but I think it was 12 USD per hour to rent them, and we're not about to do that, but that is an option here, which is really quite nice.
Yeah.
It is currently 5:37 in the morning. We do not board until 8:30, so we have about 3 hours here. I think both of us could really use a coffee, so I think the next spot is seeing if we can get into the lounge here, because I could really use a little pick-me-up.
Also, a quick update on our timer here. We are at 18 hours, 10 minutes, and 21 seconds since we left our apartment yesterday.
It's been a long day, but we're more than halfway through.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can get into a lounge.
The finish line is in sight. Robin and I have gone for two very different styles of breakfast. I went for the standard scrambled eggs, toast, some jam, and a cup of coffee, but also some flavored watermelon water. Fancy. And Robin went with a cappuccino and soup. Not my call for breakfast, but that's okay. Okay, the lounge was fantastic and a great way to reset after a long night on the floor. Now we're heading to our gate. I think we've got about 15 minutes before we board, so quick washroom break, and I think we're gonna buy a little surprise for our flight attendants because it is Christmas.
Because it's Christmas, we thought it would be really nice, since our cabin crew is working on Christmas Day, to get them a little something to show our gratitude. So we went into the Market Columbia, and Graham asked one of the workers there what her favorite chocolates were. So we got them chocolate covered golden berry, as well as chocolate covered passion fruit, just to show our appreciation that they're working on Christmas Day. Well, there is certainly not a lot of us going to Toronto here on Christmas Day. The flight is very empty.
Very, very empty.
The plane is also so old. It's a very old plane that we're on, but the seats are comfortable, so I guess that's really all that counts.
That's a positive.
I think it's going to be a really nice ride. I think it's just over 6 hours. Potentially. I don't exactly remember, but I think it should be a pretty smooth ride. I really hope that we get a meal on this flight, because I'm definitely going to be hungry by the time we get to Canada.
Yep. Okay, the flight was fantastic. It was very empty, so Robin and I both had the chance to lay down on a 4-seat-in-a-row area and actually get some real sleep, which was much appreciated. And then going through customs, all that was all really smooth. Security, for some reason I had both this bag and everything in this bag checked. Hasn't happened the whole trip, but now they decided they want to inspect it all, so whatever. They didn't confiscate anything, especially my Sol de Cusco hot chocolate, which I was very thankful for. But now I think we're gonna grab some bite to eat, sit down, and hang out till our next flight. Got some supper. Or lunch, because it's only 3:30.
Honestly, I feel like we've pretty successfully killed these 5 hours here in the Toronto airport. They went by a lot faster than sometimes these layovers do go.
Yeah, it was helpful. There was football playing on Netflix, so I just kind of laid down and watched football for a few hours. And
I got a whole video edited, which is amazing, especially because I thought we were probably just going to find a spot on the floor and sleep because we were not feeling okay earlier today.
Yeah.
But I feel like being back in Canada and knowing that this is our last flight before we get home is just so exciting, and it's given us like a second wind. This flight should...
We can do it.
We can do it. We're
so
strong. Close. What is our time update right now? It has officially been 32 hours since we left our hotel in Lima and started this super long travel day or days to get back home. So I feel like it's just a short little like 3-hour-ish flight and then we're home. And Graham's parents are picking us up and we're spending the night because we are celebrating Christmas tomorrow with the family, and I am so excited.
It's gonna be good. Only a short flight home.
We also decided to check our carry-on bags. We usually do it for this last one because it's always a small plane and it's always full. And then we just have a hassle-free time boarding. But I think it's about to start right now, so we're gonna go. Boarding our last flight of this super, super long journey, and we got aboard early because we volunteered to check in our carry-ons. So there was 0 line. We have officially made it to Saskatoon. Honestly, we were both so tired on that flight. We mainly just closed our eyes, but it feels so good to actually be here.
Yep. But we're also going to end our timer here at 36 hours, 42 minutes, and 21 seconds to get back to the Saskatoon airport.
Couple of days.
But yeah, my parents are here to pick us up, and we're going to head home, get a good night's sleep, and do some Christmas celebrations tomorrow. Last bags off the plane, almost. But they're here. Time to go home.
Well, that officially brings us to the end of our travel day home. It is a couple days later. We hit the ground running as soon as we got back with all of the Christmas things. Yeah. We've been spending so much time with family, and it has just been so wonderful. Yeah. But we have been reflecting on our time in Peru, and it was such a wonderful trip. And we're so happy that our travel day back, for the most part, was really smooth. A lot smoother than our trip out there, which was just so lovely.
Yeah, and unfortunately we did bring a bit of a stomach bug back with us, so 9 hours on the Bogota floor with a stomach bug maybe isn't the best option, but we do try to travel as cheaply and as budget friendly as possible, so sometimes that's usually where we end up.
Yeah. And this year it just so happened to be on Christmas Eve, which is definitely a first for us.
But we spent the last few days with, like Robin said, with our families, and we were with our friends last night ringing in the new year, and so our time at home has already been really, really wonderful and just allows us to look back on our time in Peru very fondly and just be grateful for the opportunity to explore this world.
But we hope you guys have enjoyed our Peru series, and we will see you in our next adventure. Bye-bye! We have already... Whoa, that zoomed in.
My hand twisted it. I'm tired already. We have 9 hours in Bogota.
Little arm workout.
I need a physio or doctor or something after that.